So all of this, was not really available a decade ago, and and it is now. So what is the new role of the CompBio team? How do you see that now?
Yeah, so I think the role is definitely evolving. Let's start with the role as at least I experience it in most pharma companies that we work with. I mean, I'm sure many of you online can think about your bioinformatics group. So typically it's made of individuals with different skill sets. Some of them come from the genetics field, some are chemists, some have experience with protein networks, the microbiome, they have different disease backgrounds. So they're a collection of individuals, and typically what I see at least is that there's no software engineering skills within the CompBio team, and typically also no biologist or clinician, people who don't write code but are expert in the disease area. And what really happens right now is that mostly individuals are assigned to a specific project, and they support it. They help the biologists answer some questions, and they provide the analytical perspective. But the thing is, with this model, you actually rely quite a lot on the skills of one individual. It's really difficult to come up with a standard way to do an analysis. For example, let's say if you give each one on your team a task of, let's say, deriving a biomarker from clinical trial data, you'll be probably relying a lot on the skills of the individuals, and you will get very different results based on the different people who did it. In addition, at least from my experience, and I'm a computational biologist mostly, the code that we write is mostly done for one analysis, and we're not good as computational biologists in writing code that is reusable. I can say for myself, probably 99% of the code I wrote was used just one time for an analysis and was not used in many projects. So that role, so I think that structure is good for a role where the CompBio team provides statistical analysis services to most biologists. But I think that role is changing now. Mm-hmm. And given all the data that I just showed, the human data, the CompBio team is now expected to come up with hypotheses on how a certain disease, what's the mechanism of action of a certain disease, what is the biomarker for a drug, which target should the company follow on a specific disease of interest.